Hi friends, welcome to IAS with Santosh. In this video, I am going to guide you exactly how many questions you need to attempt in UPSC Prelims 2025 to clear the cutoff. Guys, right now only 1 week is remaining for the Prelims examination and most of the aspirants are worried about what should be the ideal number of attempts in the Prelims examination. Guys, in this video, I am going to give you a scientific analysis of the recent cutoffs and the recent paper to prove you that if you attempt the number of questions which I am going to give you today in the prelims examination with decent accuracy level, then you will easily crack the prelims examination. How I am so confident? Guys, I myself have cracked the prelims examination 6 out of 6 times, scoring one of the highest marks ever scored by any UPSC aspirant. I have consistently scored more than the cutoff, 15, 20, 30 marks more than the cutoff. Very few individuals in the entire country have achieved this. I understand the mind game of the prelims examination and I am going to teach you that. Guys, first of all, we have to do a analysis of the cutoff marks in the recent years. Then only we will be able to know exactly how many questions we need to attempt. So guys, this is the prelims cutoff analysis of recent years. This is the 2024 civil services 2024 just concluded examination last year. Okay, the cutoff was around 87. The cutoff was around 87. In 2023 it fell to 75 marks, which was very low for the first time in the last 10 years. But if you see 2022, 2021, okay, if you see these 2 years, okay, where the new pattern, okay, UPSC has introduced new pattern of questions from 2021. Okay, so you can see here from 2021, when UPSC has introduced the new pattern of questions, the cutoff is hovering around 87 to 88 marks. You can see here this year also 87 marks, 2024, okay, and 2022 88 marks, 2021 87 marks. Why this was low? Because suddenly big change was introduced in the prelims paper and many people were taken by surprise and they could not handle the pressure. Okay, so if the UPSC continues with the difficulty level which it is maintaining from 2021 paper and does not bring any drastic change which it will not make, the paper will be similar to 2024 standard. Guys, we can safely assume that the cutoff will be around 90 marks. Why I am so confident? Guys, you can see this video clip which I made last year before the prelims examination, and I exactly predicted that the cutoff will be 90 marks in 2024 prelims examination, and exactly the cutoff was 87. You can see the clip now. If remains same means the same pattern last year 2023 pattern, same pattern, not drastic change, and the CSAT moderation, even little moderation also will throw the cutoff at least 10 marks more than last year. It will be 85 marks. So I am talking about good students who want to get ranked this year. If you want to see your name in the PDF next year, you have to clear the cutoff by at least 5 marks more than the cutoff. Okay, so if the cutoff is 85, you should get around 90 marks. Why I am saying that? So that next day itself you can start your mains preparation. Now guys, let me just tell you that you have to score around 90 marks. Okay, you have to score around 90 marks if you want to crack the prelims examination 2025, if the pattern remains the same, which is very high chance. You may think, sir, why will the cutoff not increase? Can you give some logical reasons for that? Guys, I can guarantee you that cutoff is not going to increase drastically. It is next to impossible. Why? Again, a logic I am going to give you which you will understand. Guys, in 2024 paper, UPSC introduced a new pattern question. There were only 2 questions this pattern. Here they are giving you 3 statements. Statement, question. statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. So the pattern which they introduced in the prelims examination 2022, which was the assertion reason question, okay, they have complicated it by adding one more statement. Guys, generally what UPSC does is that whenever they will introduce a new pattern, that year there will be only 2 to 3 questions, but in the subsequent year this number of questions will increase to at least 10 times. Okay, at least 10 times. Why I am saying? Because you can go and cross check. In 2022 when they introduced this assertion reason question, that year there were only 4 to 5 questions. And guys, you will see here also that this new pattern, which is only one pattern, only two pattern, which was introduced by UPSC, initially they will introduce 2-3 questions, and slowly they will increase the number of questions, guys. So what I want to tell you is that this question is going to increase. The 3 question statement is going to increase to 10 to 15 question in 2025. Okay, this 3 statement question, the number of questions in the exam is going to increase. Last year it was only 2 questions, but this year it may be 10 questions, 12 questions, 15 questions. Why? Because this has been trend of UPSC. Guys, remember in 2021, okay, they introduced, I think, this only 2 kind of questions, okay, and later year, next year, around 30 to 40 questions they gave only 2 questions. I hope you get what is the pattern. First they test the students by giving 2-3 questions, then next attempt they give more number of questions. Okay, so this was one pattern which they introduced in 2024. The another pattern which they introduced in 2024 was this table format question, more questions. Okay, it was introduced in 2023 also. Okay, but only one question was there. Okay, if you remember in the history section, map based question, they had already introduced these 3 table questions, but in 2024 there were total around 5 questions. There were around 5 questions which was this 3 table question. Okay, you can see this waterfall, region, rivers, army, air force, navy, this kind of questions, 3 which is 3 table question. There were only 3 to 4 around 5 questions last year. I think this also going to increase to 10 questions this year. Okay, so obviously guys, these 2 types of questions, if the number increases, so although the paper may be easy, but still it will be very difficult for aspirant to score high. Therefore I believe that the cutoff will be around 90 marks only, because the number of questions which are the 3 statement question and the 3 table question, they are going to increase in 2025. So first suggestion to all of you, if you are not attempting, if you are not practicing these pattern questions in your mock test, then guys, let me tell you, you are going to face a difficult scenario inside the exam hall. Because I get to know from many aspirants that in many mock tests they are not emphasizing in this new pattern. Guys, in our Optima test, I am emphasizing this table sort of questions. Every test I am giving you at least 10 questions which are table sort, so that you get habituated. You get habituated inside the exam hall. So guys, I would like to request every one of you that if you want to solve these kinds of questions, practice our important questions. Still 10 days are remaining. You can take our Optima test where we have all the predicted questions. There you will get the important questions for the prelims examination also. We can say this. Okay, but let us come back to now the cutoff and now the number of questions. How many number of questions I need to attempt to score around 90 marks? Okay, so this is clear. Can we safely assume, guys? Tell me honestly in the comment box. Can we safely assume the cutoff will be around 90 marks? Because the proof is there. What is the proof that cutoff will be around 90 marks? You can see 2021, you can see 2022, and you can see 2024. Don't see 2023. That was a kind of a blip. Okay, extraordinary situation. That is not going to repeat. Okay, so cutoff will be around, you can see here, so constant is the cutoff. Many people say, guys, UPSC Prelims is unpredictable examination. UPSC, no one can predict. Guys, UPSC Prelims is predictable examination. If it was not predictable examination, how can someone How can someone consistently crack the prelims examination? 6 out of 6 times. You can see here 6 out of 6 times, and scoring also consistently 138 marks, 144 marks. Have you seen this kind of consistency in scorecard anywhere? Okay, it is a predictable exam, but you need to have a scientific attitude towards that exam. You need to have a right mindset, scientific mindset, systematic approach. Then you can easily crack the prelims examination. Now, so one thing is clear, that we have to score around 90 marks. Now let us see, in scoring 90 marks, what should be your ideal attempt. So what I have done is that I have taken these scenarios. And through that scenarios, I am going to prove to you exactly how many questions you need to attempt, which subject you need to attempt more, which subject you need to not attempt more, so that you can safely clear the cutoff. Okay guys, you can see here, okay, you can see here, very tough is one scenario, tough is another scenario, moderate is another scenario, and easy is another scenario. My thinking and my reading of the scenario is, the paper will be like last year, which is the tough paper. It will not be very tough paper, which is 2023. This is 2023. This will be basically the 24, 22 and 21 kind of paper. Okay, but it may be that paper may be little bit easy. Okay, then the cutoff will increase, or it can be relatively more easier, then the cutoff will increase to more number. So you have to be open to all the scenarios. Many people, they go with a fixed mindset. Do not go with a fixed mindset in UPSC. Let me tell you honestly, never go with the fixed mindset for UPSC prelims. Okay, you have to be open to the scenarios. Okay, but 99.9% chances that you need to, okay, the paper will be tough and the cutoff will be around 90 marks. Okay, now first of all, to know how many questions you need to attempt, you need to know one thing. Which is your accuracy rate. Without knowing your accuracy rate, you can never ever assess how many questions you need to attempt in the prelims examination. So guys, accuracy rate, in my experience of the prelims examination, you need to be around 60 to 70. Okay, your accuracy rate should be around 60 to 70. Okay, if your accuracy rate is below 60, it is very difficult to crack the prelims examination. Let me tell you very frankly, if your accuracy rate is below 60%, okay, then it is next to impossible to crack prelims examination. Why? I am going to prove you that also. And also, in my experience, it is next to impossible for anyone to improve accuracy rate more than 75%. So maximum you can reach accuracy rate of 75%. Maximum, I am telling you, maximum. You can't expect that your accuracy rate will be 90%. That is also not possible, because guys, you can trust me. Because if someone has scored 144 marks, 138 marks in the prelims examination, which is around 30 marks more than the cutoff, so I exactly know what is possible, what is doable, and what is not possible. Okay, what is possible and what is not possible, I know. No one knows better than me as far as prelims is concerned, what is possible in prelims and what is not possible in prelims, because I have achieved the highest marks, one of the highest marks in the prelims examination. You can see for yourself. Okay, so you have to trust me. You have to trust my instincts. You have to trust my expertise in the prelims examination. So my point is that your accuracy rate will be somewhere around 60 to 70%. I'm assuming it is 65%. I'm assuming it is 65%. You guys see it is 65%. In that case, you need to attempt 85 questions maximum. Okay, 85 questions. You will be around 55 correct, 30 mistakes, and you will be scoring around 90 marks. Okay, this is the ideal scenario. But provided, what is the case? The case is that difficulty level of the paper is similar to 2024, and the number of questions, I have to write down guys, number of questions in the latest pattern, which is this 3 table and this 3 statement. The number of questions in the 3 statement and 3 table, okay, and 3 table, they have increased to more than 20. In that scenario only, okay, if suppose they do not increase, they keep only 1 or 2 questions like last year, then the cutoff will increase to 95 marks. Remember this, guys. Understand what I am explaining to you very carefully. Nowhere in this country you will get this kind of analysis. I'm giving you exactly in which scenario you need to attempt how many so that you can crack the cutoff, and I'm explaining with scientific data. I'm not saying just by the sake of saying itna kar lo utna kar lo, nahi bhai. Scientific analysis से मैं बता रहा हूं. यदि number of questions, 3 statement questions, 3 table questions, if it increases to 10, if it increases to 15, and the difficulty level remains for 2024 level only, both scenario, okay, the difficulty level of questions is 2024 and the number of questions they have jumped to 10, 20, then the cutoff can never be more than 90 marks. It will be around 90 marks. For that scenario, 85 attempt is an ideal attempt with 55 correct and 30 wrong, and the accuracy rate is around 65%. Okay, this is one scenario. Suppose they decide to make the paper little easy. Remember one thing, your accuracy rate is also going to increase. It is not that in easy paper also your accuracy rate will be this 60% and in tough paper also your accuracy rate will be 60%. It is not. In easy papers your accuracy rate improves. In difficulty paper your accuracy rate starts declining. Okay, remember this. Okay, so if the paper becomes easy or moderate, then you need to attempt more than 85. Okay, suppose you are seeing the paper is very easy. Suppose you are solving and you are feeling the paper is very easy. When to decide the paper is easy, I'll tell you that also. How do you get an indication in the first 15 minutes that the paper is easy? I'm going to tell you exactly how to decide that also. Okay, so in that case 85 to 90 marks you need to score. Okay, you need to attempt 85 to 90 question, you need to attempt more than 85. Okay, in this case more than 85, it is moderate. If the paper becomes little easy, then 2024 you need to attempt 5 more. In that case you will be touching around 100 marks, because the cutoff that time will be around 100. 10 marks will increase. Okay, this year the cutoff is around 88 marks. In that case 5 to 7 marks the cutoff will increase. It will be around 95 marks. So you are 5 marks above the 95 marks, which is a safer side. If the paper becomes very easy, okay, then guys the cutoff can go to 100 plus. In that scenario you need to attempt more than 90. If the paper is very easy, which is very rare, I don't see paper becoming easy. I don't see it. Why? Because you see this is a pattern, because we have the trend here. Okay, we are speaking everything on the trend. You can see 2019 it was 98, 2020 it was 92, 2021 it was 87, 2022 it was 88, and then 2024 it was 87. So paper is not becoming easy, paper is becoming tougher. With every attempt paper is becoming tougher. So it is impossible that paper will become easy. So we can safely assume that these two scenarios are not going to happen. So no need to attempt more than 90. Because if you attempt more in a difficult paper, negative आएगा, marks कटेगा, prelims जाएगा. आपको समझ में आ रहा है मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? ज्यादा अटेम्प्ट करेंगे तो भाई फंस जाएंगे, पेपर डिफिकल्ट होगा तो. So do not attempt, guys. Do not attempt more than 90 if the paper is tough. Okay. So in this scenario also 85 to 90. These are the two scenarios which you should be prepared for. Okay, these are the two scenarios which you need to prepare for. Okay, paper is difficult or paper is moderate. If paper is difficult like 2024 with number of increasing questions of the table format and the 3 statement format, then the cutoff will be around 87 to 90 marks. In that scenario, attempt only 85 questions. Try to keep accuracy rate at 65%. You need to have 55 correct, 30 wrong. You need to score around 90 marks. Okay, if the paper is relatively easy, if suppose they do not increase the number of table format questions, suppose they keep only 2 questions, and this also they don't introduce, they remove this, then the cutoff will increase. The cutoff will increase to how much? The cutoff will increase to 100 marks, 10 marks. In that case, you need to attempt 90. In that case, you need to attempt 90. Okay, this is the scientific analysis. This is the scientific analysis. How many questions you need to attempt with proof, with logic, guys, with proof and logic that this will decide. These two format questions are going to decide that the cutoff is going to increase or the cutoff is going to remain if you find these two kinds of questions more in the paper. If you find these two types of question more in your paper, then guys, rest be assured the cutoff is not going to rise more than 90 marks and you need to attempt around 80 to 85 and you will be safely clearing the prelims examination, because guys, in such questions if you attempt more, then the negatives will increase. Okay, remember this. These are difficult to solve. If you want me to make next video on how to reduce negatives, how to increase accuracy rate, please let me know. I will make a video on that also. My point is very simple. My point is very simple that guys, you need to be very, very aware that how many questions you need to attempt, because this is going to decide actually that you are going to qualify prelims or not qualify prelims. You can take this screenshot and you can analyze. You can yourself analyze for 5-10 minutes what I have taught you in today's lecture, guys. And before I end, I would like to appeal to every UPSC aspirant who is preparing for the prelims examination 2025. Guys, make use of this. Make use of this. Even 5 marks, 10 marks you can increase in your last 1 week. Guys, you can't imagine how much grateful you will be on the day of exam. Okay, I have attempted these important questions and it saved me 2 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks, 10 marks, guys, because one single question also matters most. Okay, matters most. And guys, you must have seen many toppers, they are cracking prelims by only 0.33, 0.66. Okay, so prelims, even 0.33 marks is very much, sir. 0.66 marks is very much. You go and ask those people who missed by 0.3 marks, 0.6 marks, because now the game is not about scoring very high marks. Now the game is not about scoring very high marks. The cutoff is very low. You can see yourself. The cutoff these days are very low. Even one single marks are mattering. And you see many people, they go on to top the exam and they clear prelims by only 0.3 marks, 0.6 marks, 0.1 marks. Okay, 1 marks, 2 marks. So prelims is very, very crucial. Ask them, what is the toughest part in the entire UPSC examination? Many people and honest people will definitely say it is prelims. It is prelims and it is really prelims. And if you follow my scientific approach, then you can easily crack the prelims examination. One thing more, guys, if you are preparing for 2026, by chance, if you're preparing for 2026, people who are preparing for 2026, guys, or if your younger ones are preparing for 2026, please do share them that for 2026, every day I am going to give you targets and I'm going to give you important predicted questions from the day one. From the day one, every day I'm giving you 10 questions. So please spread this news among your younger aspirants, people who are aiming for 2026, and let them please tell them about our mentorship program that, okay, we are basically helping for prelims 2026. We have already started the program. So please do tell them. Okay, guys. So if you like this video, please do consider liking this and sharing this with your friends. And guys, let me know if you want more videos on how to reduce negative. What is the exam mindset do you need to have in the exam? Because I'm going to teach you everything from practical experience of cracking the prelims examination multiple times. No bookish knowledge, guys, practical experience, because I have done it. I can help you do it. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Take care.